forgot to roll for Russian Lend-Lease at the end of the turn, so we're going to do that right now. They got a 4, and Lend-Lease is 1 destroyer placed in C-Zone 127, which is not possible because that side of the board is closed. So they're going to get an extra 5 IPCs. So the Russians ended the turn with 43 IPCs. They're going to get 48 IPCs to start their next turn. Okay, this is Japan turn 4. They're going to use 18 to buy 3 tanks for the French Indochina factory, and the rest is going into the Japan factory. 3 fighters for 30, 2 destroyers for 14. Remember, they get a discount. They're each 7. And then the final 21 will be 18 IPCs worth of tanks and an infantry. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So they're fine. They're under the limit. Okay, attacks. They're going to come into Sui Yuan with infantry artillery from Hopei and fighter from Shahar. They're going to come into Sichuan with 2 tanks. They're going to come into Burma with 3 tanks from French Indochina, an infantry and an artillery from Malaya that's going to be amphibiously assaulted in there. They're also going to pick up the 2 infantry from Sumatra and land in Burma using the 2nd transport. The 3rd transport will be held in reserve for non-combat. They're also going to be attacking C-Zone 39 using 2 fighters and a tactical bomber from Shan State, and they'll be using a destroyer, 2 cruisers, and a battleship. Other attacks on the board, they're going to be attacking Siberia, and the way that they're going to do that is that this transport in C-Zone 6 is going to go to C-Zone 19, pick up an artillery from Manchuria and an infantry from Okinawa, and then go up to C-Zone 5 and drop off in Siberia. The transport that's already in Siberia is going to go down to C-Zone 6, pick up 2 infantry, and come back to C-Zone 5 and drop them off in Siberia. There will also be 2 fighters from C-Zone 6, which will come 1, 2, and they will have 2 movement left, so they can land back on the carrier if they so choose. So that's it. That's that. Okay. So we will see what happens at the end of next turn, or at the end of this turn. Okay, this is the amphibious landing in Siberia. The Japanese transport Hokoku Maru is dropping off 2 infantry, and the Japanese transport Asaka Maru is dropping off an infantry and an artillery. There will also be a fighter and a tactical bomber from the aircraft carrier Shokaku. The TAC bomber will be attempting a target select on one of the 2 tanks. So let's see how this goes. We've had 1 successful target select in this entire game. So we'll see what happens. We're due. Hit! Look at that. So we got rid of 1 of the tanks. Alright, so 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 3. 1 hit from the infantry. Nice. And the tank does get to defend. And misses. So the Japanese take the territory with no casualties. Okay, this is the attack on Sui Yuan. Infantry artillery at 2, fighter at 3. 2 hits. They only needed 1, so the battle's over, but the Chinese reply with a miss. So Japan takes the territory with no casualties. Okay, this is the battle for Sichuan. 2 tanks. Misses. Infantry. Missed. 2 tanks. 1 hit. That's all they needed. Infantry. Hits. So they killed one of the tanks. Japan takes the territory. Okay, this is the amphibious assault on Burma. The Hikawa Maru is bringing 2 infantry. The Asama Maru is bringing in infantry and an artillery, and 4 tanks are coming from various ground territories. So 2 1s, 2 2s, 4 3s versus 2 2s for the Brits. 4 hits, they only needed 2, so that's good. Battle's over, but they took 1 infantry with them. So Japan takes the territory with 1 casualty. Okay, this is the battle for Sea Zone 39. The Japanese destroyer Ayanami, the cruisers Mogami and Ashigara, and the battleship Nagato, along with 2 fighters and a tactical bomber, are attacking the British HMS Undaunted destroyer, the HMS Formidable carrier, and the HMS Newfoundland cruiser. The carrier has 2 fighters on it. So, we're feeling lucky. We're going to try another target select on the cruiser. Hit. So the cruiser is out, along with its 3 defense, so that's good. So we have 2 for the destroyer, 2 3s for the fighters, 2 3s for the cruisers, and 1 4 for the battleship. Oops, crap. Sorry. Hang on 1 sec. Okay, so that's 2 2. Okay, sorry. 2 4 6 7 hits. Wow, that's, I hit with every die. I don't think I've ever seen that before in any game ever. All right, so that's 1 2 3 4 5. That's all of the material. So the battle's over, but these guys do get to roll their dice. So 2 2s and 2 4s. 2 hits. Okay, we'll kill the destroyer and 1 of the cruisers. I want to keep the battleship untipped right now. Okay, so that's the end of the battle, and the sea zone is cleared. Okay, non-combat. The 2 fighters and attack bomber involved in the Sea Zone 39 attack are going to land in Shan State. The fighter involved in the Sui Yuan attack is going to land in Hopei. The last infantry in Malaya will move forward into Shan State because the 2 infantry in Malaya that remain are going to get on a boat, and they're going to go, oh, that should say 3, hold on. They're going to go over to Dutch New Guinea and reinforce there. The infantry from New Guinea is going to walk over to Dutch New Guinea. The planes involved in the Siberia attack will land back on the carrier. And in Sea Zone 16, a fully loaded carrier with a fighter, an attack bomber, and a cruiser are going to clog up the Sea Zone in Sea Zone 16. Oh, and this submarine will move back to Sea Zone 6. Okay, let me tidy this up and we'll get back to you in a sec. Okay, placement of new units. 3 tanks in French Indochina. And the rest is going in some capacity into Japan. So 3 fighters, 3 tanks, 1 infantry, and 2 destroyers. Okie doke. In terms of income, they're going to pick up Siberia for 2 from the Russians. They're going to pick up Sui Yuan and Szechuan for 2 and 1, so that's 3 from the Chinese. And then they're going to pick up Burma from the English. So 1-2 for Siberia, 1-2 down for Russia, 3 up, 1-2-3 for the Chinese territories, 1-2-3 for the Chinese territories. China only has 1 valued territory left, and then Burma. So 1 up for Japan, 1 down for UK. All right, so they have a 68 IPC base income, and they have 3 national objectives. They get 3 IPCs for continuing to hold Guam. They get 5 IPCs for the Money Islands, Borneo, Celebes, Java, Sumatra, and they get 5 IPCs for Burma. So that's 68, 78, 81 IPCs. IPCs for the last round. Okay. Disposition of forces. Okay, Siberia, 3 infantry, 1 artillery. C-Zone 5, 2 transports. C-Zone 16, fully loaded carrier with a fighter and attack bomber and a cruiser. C-Zone 6, fully loaded carrier with a fighter and attack bomber. 4 subs, 2 destroyers, and 1 battleship. Japan, 3 fighters, 3 tanks, 2 infantry, and 1 AA gun. Korea, 1 infantry. Manchuria, 3 infantry. Sui Yuan, infantry artillery. Shanxi, infantry. Hopei, fighter. Szechuan, tank. French Indochina, 3 infantry. Shan State, 1 infantry, 2 fighters, 1 attack bomber. Burma, 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 4 tanks. C-Zone 38, 2 transports. C-Zone 39, battleship and cruiser, and they are currently convoying the British. Java, 1 infantry. Borneo, 1 infantry. Guam, 1 infantry. Carolines, 2 infantry. Palau, 1 infantry. Dutch New Guinea, 3 infantry. C-Zone 45, 1 transport. And I believe that is all the Japanese units on the board. So US and China are up next.